Welcome in, everyone. Chief Meteorologist Joel Fritzma here, live with some severe weather coverage once again. So get my cam pulled in here. There we go. Welcome in, everybody. Hit that like button as you join in. This is going to be, once again, some Upper Peninsula severe weather coverage. The National Weather Services in Green Bay and Marquette just issued simultaneous severe thunderstorm warnings for the cell, zooming out at the big picture here, in portions of the Upper Peninsula. There are also multiple cells starting to pop up a little bit further north. Those storms are not warned, but I imagine we could see a couple more warnings pop in with time here this evening. So again, welcome in, everyone. And we're going to be live here until these warnings do expire this evening. We'll go ahead and read off the severe details. National Weather Service in Marquette has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Dickinson County and northern Menominee counties in south central upper Michigan until 6:30 p.m. Central Time. At 5:29 Central Time, a severe thunderstorm was located near Norway, or 12 miles southeast of Iron Mountain, moving on this off to the northeast at 45 miles per hour. Hazard here, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. It is radar indicated. Hail damage to vehicles is expected, and wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees is also possible. Norway, Powers, Hermansville, Foster City, La Branche, Wilson, Spalding, Niagara, Whitney, Waduka, Faithhorn, and Loretto, all in this new severe thunderstorm warning. Also just get a new statement coming in right now. Strange. We have two YouTube streams up right now. I am not sure why. That's weird. Anyways. Again, if you are watching on YouTube, we are live here. We also have a mesoscale discussion coming in right now. I have to get those details pulled in. And I'm also going to read off this statement here that just came in for this northern cell. Special weather statement in effect for portions of Marquette, Alger, and Delta County. Again, the details on this are going to be read as followed here. Once I get them behind the scenes. Again, everything is very slow to load right now. They're going to go with 40-mile-per-hour wind and half-inch hail on the cell to the north. So this is going to be closer up towards the Little Lake area, still well south of Little Lake. But that storm is growing in size right now, and that will need to be monitored in times to come. The main concern right now is the storm traveling across the Wisconsin-Michigan border at the current time, heading into the Powers region. Really not sure if anyone can watch, if our YouTube viewers can see this right now. But again, if you are on YouTube, feel free to let us know. We had two streams start at the exact same time, and so it's kind of all messed up at the current time. Going to look at the velocity on this radar. Again, we're using the Green Bay radar. It's a little bit closer at the current time for the storm in Menominee County. And you can see there's a little bit of brighter greens right now, right on the border here, just to the west of Hermansville, kind of in between that Hermansville and Norway region. Again, just moving off to the northeast. at around 40 to 45 miles per hour. So it is moving up in the US 2 corridor very shortly. If you're traveling between Norway and Powers this evening, it's a good idea to maybe wait it out. Some one chail and or 6-mile-per-hour wind is possible with this storm. Yeah, if you guys are on YouTube, it started 2 streams at the exact same time. But we are now live on 1 stream. So if you're just tuning in, current time right now, 6:37. See, Dawn is in the background, Ryan are in the background. I have Dawn's camera on whenever she is ready.
I will be in shortly.
Okay. Yeah, Ryan, at some point I need to finish up some of my forecasts this evening, so I might need you to take over at later on. Just as a heads up.
Gotcha. Like I said, I'll be on in a second.
Okay. Yes, currently this is all in the Upper Peninsula. There are a bunch of storms blossoming right now in the southern Upper Peninsula. Kind of weird to say, but that is the current state of things. A little bit later than expected according to model runs, but this is about the exact same area that the models did have these storms popping up in. It's weird because models did have them starting in Marquette and working south. Instead, they are starting south and working north. So that just goes to show you here in these summertime mesoscale convective systems, or what we call them, they kind of do their own thing in terms of movement and timing. So we can do as best as we humanly possibly can, but often the weather does and often will have a mind of its own. So right now, 1 severe thunderstorm warning. Again, I'll read off the details because again, we had a little bit of issues with the YouTube side of things starting off. We had 2 streams at the exact same time. But again, if you guys missed it, the National Weather Service in Marquette has issued a severe thunderstorm warning. This is in effect for southeastern Dickinson and northern Menominee counties until 6:30 p.m. Central Time. At 5:29, a severe thunderstorm was located near Norway, or 12 miles southeast of Iron Mountain, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. And they have issued this warning for both 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. It is radar indicated. Inside of this orange box, as a reminder, the orange box denotes who is in a severe thunderstorm warning and who may not be. If you're outside of the orange box, you are not in a severe thunderstorm warning. But locations in this severe thunderstorm warning include Norway, Powers, Hermansville, Foster City, La Branch, Wilson, Spalding, Niagara, Whitney, Waseda, Faithorn, and Loretto. Tree protection moved to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. We want to avoid that wind-driven hail out there. We also have a mesoscale discussion coming in, Ryan. And it has the text concerning the ongoing severe thunderstorm watch in Wisconsin, but also circles portions of southern UP here. Potential for primarily damaging wind gusts and large hail continues across portions of the region circled, which is here in southern Upper Peninsula. Trying to toggle on our mesoscale discussions, but I think it still has to load. We do have plenty of chasers and we do have plenty of cameras out there in the state, but again, the Upper Peninsula kind of sparse in terms of those who want to sponsor, and of course, we only have 1 storm chaser that is located in the Upper Peninsula, so again, we have to just deal with the radar, and we'll read off the radar as needed here. So again, this goes out to any businesses looking to sponsor a weather camera, especially in the Upper Peninsula. We don't have many locations. But we do have one here nearby in Norway that we'll take a look at in just a second. So again, if you have a business that would love to sponsor a weather camera, feel free to reach out to Ryan at michiganstormchasers.com. Again, that's Ryan at michiganstormchasers.com. He is also in the background right now, and he'll likely send you a form to fill out that has more details on how to get started with the whole process. So if you're just tuning in from portions of Menominee and Dickinson County, you're getting the alerts on your phone. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. Some wind and some hail trying to mix in here across the Powers and Norway region. I'm going to go ahead and pull in our weather camera here for Norway. The Norway cam itself does face kind of northeast, so the storm will be approaching it from behind the camera. So as the storm passes either nearby or over it, we'll see the impacts from this storm. We do not have any cameras in Menominee County whatsoever. So Upper Peninsula severe weather actually happens more often than you think. We get into these hot patterns here in the middle of the summer. We call it we actually call it the death ridge, where the flow of everything in the United States kind of goes over the high pressure system, and that ridge that goes over the top of the high pressure system is what carries storms over and around. It keeps most of us dry. The storms kind of follow that ridge, and right now that ridge does kind of go up and over Michigan, and we are starting to see some of those impacts of the ridge moving through the area. And so that is why there are storms up here in the Upper Peninsula today versus down in the Lower Peninsula, where the high pressure is so strong it is kind of hindering storm development, despite the fact that it is very hot and humid. And as we get later into this week, that ridging pattern, that high pressure system starts to break down a little bit. And as it breaks down, that ridge starts to seep a little bit further south, which is why our storm chances in the Lower Peninsula do increase as we get into the 4th of July weekend. It is interesting. Ryan, I don't know if you're there, but our Norway cam says 2011 as the current date. Here is our Norway camera. Got teleported back in time here. This is looking to the north. The severe thunderstorm is off to the right side of the screen. You can see it is very dark there right now. But out in the distance, you can see the sunshine and actually the overshooting anvil from this thunderstorm. That edge of that cloud you see out there is the edge of the anvil. And again, as a reminder, the anvil cloud is representative of a very strong thunderstorm. And the central updraft rises up into the troposphere, hits the top of the troposphere, and then spreads out in all directions. That's a very tall thunderstorm. And in fact, I will go ahead and check out the echo tops on this. Oh yeah. The storm tops on these are up to around 46,000 feet. And in fact, the storm that is right now in Rock, Michigan, that is just out near the Delta Marquette County line. That is a very, very tall thunderstorm. This has cloud tops of around, I haven't seen this in quite some time, 55 to 56,000 feet. This storm out here in the Rock area, and that is trying to get the shape of a supercell. And so we will have to watch this for an all hazards risk as it heads up towards Ternary in Chatham, if that is how they are truly pronounced. Here it is on radar. I realized I was not showing off the radar, but that cell that's 55,000 feet is near Rock, Michigan, which is on the Marquette Delta County line, and that is heading off to the northeast as the loop denotes. Weather app is not yet out. We're still in the process of doing some bug fixes. It'll be out hopefully tomorrow, if not on Thursday. I'm going to go ahead and pull a storm motion vector real quick to get updated velocity readings. There we go. That's a little bit better. Helps show the rotation a little bit more if there's any in there. Right now, no rotation on any of these storms. These are just wind and hail risks. Once again, the storm to the north right now that is up at around 56,000 feet tall, and one of the tallest storms I've seen in quite some time here at MSC, is not severe warned, but it probably will be at some point, because again, all that rain that's starting to accumulate will probably turn into hail and eventually start downbursting with wind and hail at some point. There is a GR2 analyst marker of 1.42 inch hail, but it appears to be tumbling around in the atmosphere right now. That is over crossing, actually, M35 right now at Lathrop 42.25 lane and Timber Lane. The smaller cell, but it is a very tall thunderstorm. And again, the taller the thunderstorm, the more likely it is going to be packing a punch in due time. Take a look at our echo tops once again here for our cloud height. And yeah, 55,000 feet. Anywhere where you see the reds here on radar just outside of Rock. So that's very, very tall. Again, the storm to the south, also fairly tall as well. I wonder if the Green Bay radar shows it better. Not really. But that one is still up around 46,000 feet, passing into Powers very shortly. Let's go back to our weather camera here at Norway Mountain Ski Resort in Norway, Michigan. More dark clouds passing over the resort, but for the most part, the storm is staying just off screen at the current time. If you follow my mouse here, the thunderstorm is passing just over here on the right side of the screen. We're seeing some of the darker clouds kind of spreading out from the center of the storm that are passing over the camera right now. But for the most part, our main concern is going to be just off to the right here. Now, unfortunately, we can't turn this camera. It is a static camera, but still provides a decent view of what appears to be some wind moving in right now as the pine tree is kind of shaking there a little bit. And of course, the structure of the storm as it rolls into view of the camera. And yes, there is a Norway, Michigan. We get that question all the time. It's not Norway the country. It is Norway the state. Or Norway the town. Severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect till 6:30 Central for northeastern Menominee. They have now trimmed Dickinson County. They're keeping it as 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. Still relatively slowish moving storm. There was a couple of reports actually so far of $0.50 to ping pong ball sized hail in Pembine, Wisconsin, which is a couple miles south of Norway, as the storm went warned about 15, 20 minutes ago now. Storm's still pretty impressive, but I think our eyes are going to be starting to turn to this storm up here on the Delta Marquette County line, right over M35 at the current time. This does still look a little disorganized, but again, the cloud tops say all. Taller the storm, usually more severe. There's also, if you can see on correlation coefficient radar here, a lot of yellows and greens mixing in with the surrounding pinks and purples. Anytime you see the pinks and purples, of course, that is your normal rain. Those are your uniform droplets, so rain and snow. The non-uniform droplets, such as hail, jagged in nature, of course, are going to show up as those yellows and greens. And so we see that core right now, about 5 miles north of Rock, Michigan, heading out into more rural portions of extreme northern Delta County. This is going to be well to the north of Gladstone and Escanaba, at least that first storm. If the second storm maintains its strength, it will be heading into a more populated area of Schaefer, Gladstone, and Escanaba. So if you are over here in portions of Delta County, on the western side, the storm will be heading your way up next. Current time right now is 6:52 p.m. I am Chief Meteorologist Joel Fritzma, live here with Michigan Storm Chasers, covering severe weather across the state of Michigan whenever severe weather does strike in the Mitten State. Cover all 83 counties in the state of Michigan. If you're new here and a native Michigander, feel free to drop a follow. We do this pretty much all the time. We have not missed a single severe thunderstorm warning or tornado warning dating back to 2023. All of our past live streams, if you want to check that math for us, is on our YouTube page at MI Storm Chasers. You're also live right now on Facebook and YouTube, as well as TikTok, Twitch, and X. Looks pretty gusty up here with this storm off to the west of Trinary, I think is how it's pronounced. And you're starting to see some of the moderate rainfall in Trinary. This is, again, approaching the US 41 corridor with a statement in effect. It's already kind of on and passing through the M35 corridor at this time. To the south, there are a couple storms that are in the Green Bay area and also on Lake Michigan. These are going to continue off primarily to the east-northeast, heading in the general direction of northwest Lower Peninsula overnight. We do have a risk of severe weather possible tonight for portions of the northern Lower Peninsula. So don't let your guard down. Again, some of these storms that are firing up in Wisconsin are heading that way later tonight. It may not be for a while, but you should be on alert if you're going to bed at night here in northern Lower Michigan. Also similar to what we saw the other day, that storm over in north of Green Bay right now has a ton of lightning due to how much instability is out there this evening. Honestly shocked they have not issued a severe thunderstorm warning yet for the storm that is in extreme northern Delta County heading up. Primarily in the vicinity of Alger County next. For the most part, it's going to miss Marquette County.
My camera is on and I'm in the background here.
Here we go. Our live look outside at the Norrie Mountain Ski Resort cam. Hey, it's no longer 2011. Did you fix that, Ryan?
What?
Did you fix the camera?
I wasn't aware this was an issue.
Oh, it said 2011 for a second. Yeah.
That's news to me.
Yeah, it's back. It says June 30th now.
Interesting.
Yep. Just gonna appreciate Norway Mountain Ski Resort for sponsoring this weather camera. We've used their camera probably more than honestly any other camera here in the state of Michigan, just because of how often there's northern lights out there in the state of Michigan. And speaking of northern lights, might have a chance coming up soon. We won't get into that too detailed right now,
Tonight.
but we are watching.
Potential tonight.
Yeah. No, there's comments are pointing it out. I've been pointing it out. Those updrafts right now are very, very impressive. Check out the latest Echo Top reading on this thunderstorm. This has just blossomed all the way up into the pretty much the stratosphere at this point. Once again, around 55,000 feet on that storm between Rock and Trinary right now. No severe thunderstorm warning on it, but it is a very strong thunderstorm. It is kind of showing off some supercellular capabilities here. Has that look to it, and it is ingesting some cells right now to the south. If you are on M35, I would imagine you're getting some really cool pictures of probably the storm structure. Even if you're down to the south in Gladstone and Escanaba and looking due north at a good high vantage point, there's probably some very nice looking structure on this storm well to your north. It's not often we get storms here in Michigan that are up around 55,000 feet. So day like today, when it's super hot out there, a lot of energy in the atmosphere, you're going to get those very tall, severe thunderstorms. And in fact, this storm is not severe, but is a very strong thunderstorm.
Kind of surprised it's not warned. I think I already said that, but
yeah, and
it's weird.
Latest scan has a lot of lightning now popping up on this storm. It's starting to look like its counterpart down here in Green Bay, where that severe thunderstorm warning is ongoing. So I would imagine any moment now for perhaps a warning on this. If anything, it would be for wind. Correlation coefficient did have some hail when it was passing nearby to Rock, and it has kind of weakened. But VIL still denotes that there is some decent cores going up in that storm. If I had to guess, they would probably pull a baseline severe for this at some point within the next 5 minutes for 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1-inch hail out of an abundance of caution. Again, very, very strong thunderstorm right now, and it's doing something we see often here in the meteorology world. It is doing a left-right split. And so it is producing a second cell that is actually heading due north off of it right now up into Chatham area. Hey, there we go. Called it. And it's exactly what I said.
Baseline.
Yep, baseline severe, 60-mile-per-hour winds, 1-inch hail. The orange box to pop in here.
How much time do you need to get those other graphics out? That's a big warning. Wow.
Yes, I would imagine, Ryan, it is due to the left-right split that is currently ongoing right now. We're probably going to have two severe storms here, probably within the next 10 minutes. But right now, it is one big blob. The National Weather Service in Marquette has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northwestern Delta, southeastern Marquette, and southwestern Alger County in central upper Michigan until 8 p.m. Eastern Time. At 6:59 Eastern, a severe thunderstorm was located near Trinary, or 24 miles southwest of Munising, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. As mentioned, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail are both hazards for severity here that are possible. It is radar indicated. Hail damage to vehicles is expected, and wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees is also possible. Locations in this severe thunderstorm warning include All Terrain, Chatham, Rock, Dearton, Trinary, the US 41 corridor between Trinary and Rapid River, Laughing Whitefish Falls, Forest Lake, Sundell, Kiva, Diffin, and McFarland. Also, it is heading in the general direction of Munising, but Munising is not in the severe thunderstorm warning box shown on the screen. Once again, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for 1 hour. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds on a supercell that is turning into a left-right split. And speaking of supercell, this is starting to get that concerning look to it on the southern edge. If you know anyone right now in M35 in the general vicinity of Rock, there's not a whole lot of population out here, but sending a message to maybe someone that may be at their summer cabin, someone that may be camping, or people that just live in this general area, it might be a good idea to do that now. Again, severe thunderstorm warning in effect. Obviously, alerts sounding on your phones, but it's always good to check in via the Buddy system. And as you can see here on Velocity Radar, that latest scan does uptick the reds and greens close together here, right on M35 at 40 Road. That's 40 Road. This is about 4 or 5 miles to the north of Rock. And again, when we see these reds and greens start to come closer together like that, that is a sign of rotation. And it's in the right spot for it too. We look at that southwest corner of the supercell where it kind of makes that hook shape. And again, when we see those reds and greens hook in on each other like that, they kind of look like holding hands. That is not a comforting sign, I will say. But again, if this continues to uptick, this is going to be heading into the area of Trinary within the next 15 minutes as it moves off to the northeast at around 35 to 40 miles per hour. I'm going to check Mezzo because I remember checking this out last night. There was a pretty significant tornado perimeter, tornado perimeter out there, and there is right now. There is a bullseye right in this general vicinity of Alger, Delta, and Schoolcraft County of 4 for a significant tornado perimeter.
Let's also not forget there is a tornado risk today per the SPC and per our forecast here. It's basically dead center of where we forecasted the highest risk today for a tornado to occur. So the storm's in a brilliant environment to do it.
Yep. Now, we have not had a tornado in the Upper Peninsula. I'm not going to try and jinx it here, but we haven't had a tornado in the Upper Peninsula, I think, since 2021, or no. It was one of the years we had 4.
2020, I believe it was.
Yeah, 2020. It was the only year. That was that one year where we had 4 tornadoes in the state, and they were all pretty much in the Upper Peninsula. So the UP does get tornadoes. It's just very rare. Right now, Ryan, they are sitting in an environment where the supercell composite is 16 and the SDP is 4. And for those who are a little bit lesser well versed in some of the ingredients, the cheat codes, we should say, for severe weather here, we look for STP values really over 1 or 2 to get tornadic thunderstorms. Again, STP stands for significant tornado perimeter. It's a combination of a bunch of different ingredients that spits out a number based on the likelihood of a tornado. And so really, again, anything over a 1 or a 2 is reasonable for tornadoes here. And again, supercell composite.
Joel,
supercell composite is a 16 right now, so that's pretty impressive. Go ahead, Ryan.
Your vector is 239 at 33.
Okay.
If you need it.
239. I have a 239 at 34 right now. Bump it down 1. But yeah, still reds and greens right now. If you are in far northern Delta County and southwestern Alger County, this is heading your way. There is some rotation on this. This is also what we call a left-right split in meteorology, where the storm was 1, and then it kind of breaks apart into 2 different distinct cells. And you can see that happening right now. This northern cell is circled on radar by my mouse in the white rectangle. That's the northern cell heading to the north. The southern cell, the southern cell, that's heading more off to the east-northeast, is now in this box shown on the screen, heading into the Trinary region. We actually do have a significant lack of cameras out here in the central Upper Peninsula, I believe. What's the closest one going to be? Nobbinway?
Probably Nobbinway, yeah.
And that's still really far away, too. That's a whole 2 counties away.
We do have Negaunee, but it's facing the wrong direction.
Correct. So if you're watching up here in the central Upper Peninsula, we have a significant lack of weather cameras, obviously because, low population. But again, if you have a business or maybe in a residency. You don't have to have a business. You can sponsor if you have a house you would love to put it up at with a great view. Again, feel free to reach out. Ryan, right below me here, is your contact person for our weather camera network. You don't have too many chasers up there either, so again, anything helps when it comes to severe weather coverage in the Upper Peninsula. New scan coming in right now. It's good to see.
Brighter.
I will say it is good to see that the National Weather Service in Marquette is on full rapid scan right now. We have not seen this in forever. They are in minute-and-a-half increments on the radar scans right now, it looks like. So they are watching this like a hawk, just like we are at the current time. And yeah, that is getting tighter there.
Yep.
It is trying to undergo tornado genesis at the current time. The good news to the south, Menominee County no longer in a severe thunderstorm warning. That has now weakened to a point where it is just a general thunderstorm. We have handed off all the ingredients to the north here, where this very strong to severe thunderstorm is moving in towards Trinary at the current time. This is a very huge thunderstorm warning. As mentioned, a left-right split is ongoing right now. The storm to the north is just more of a damaging wind factor at the current time with the hail. The storm to the south is going to be your tornado risk. Right where you see this little hook feature on radar. Again, this is just to the north of Rock, just to the west of Trinary. And again, this is, Ryan, a very big time for tourism season up here right now. So, in fact, a lot of the population that is in this general vicinity right now isn't actually native Michiganders, but it's actually tourists visiting from out of state, Wisconsin, Illinois, even places around the Midwest. And so, again, not many of you guys maybe know people that are in this area visiting, but a like does go a long ways. It does help push this stream into the algorithm of your fellow Michiganders and those who are actually visiting in this area of the state. So, again, feel free to hit that like button if you haven't already. This is a very strong thunderstorm moving in towards Trinary with some rotation on it. Good news is I'm not seeing anything on the debris tracker right now. Once again, this is correlation coefficient. We use it for determining where hail is at. We're also watching right now some rotation out in the North Rock 38 Road vicinity and L Road. Let's see if there's any other roads out here.
H16 road is there as well. There's no roads between there. Next up is going to be Whitefish Grade Road at 41.5 road.
Yeah, County Highway 201 as well. It's a pretty windy road through the area.
A lot of trails.
Yep, a lot of 2 tracks. It's a classic supercell right now going across the Upper Peninsula. Yes, good old Upper Peninsula stepping up its game today. Aurora and tornadoes possible tonight. Absolutely. Have a comment here saying,
Joel, how much time do you need to work on stuff?
For the severe weather outlooks, 20 minutes or so, but I'm going to stay on for now because this is a storm that is exhibiting rotation. I want to make sure that we have all eyes on this storm as it continues off to the northeast. So
I'm going to get some food in me then, and I'll prepare to take over probably in about a half hour or so. It still looks okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'll be here.
Alrighty. Yes, if you guys have some reports to send in from the Upper Peninsula, pictures, cloud photos, please send those in to us here at Michigan Storm Chasers. Again, our app is coming out in a matter of the next 24 to 40 hours, hopefully. And that will be the best way to send the reports. But in the meantime, sending them in to our messenger is the best way right now. We also have our Michigan Weather Reports community group on Facebook. And additionally, we do have a Discord server, discord.gg/Michigan Storm Chasers. Latest scan on the rotation here, a little bit less organized, but still has some rotation trying to mix in here, heading up towards Trinary still. It's taking its grand old time, but that again gives you some time to prepare if you are along US 41 in the Trinary area. Left split now in Chatham right now on the M94 highway. Actually just crossing into the M94 region right now, passing up South Ferguson Road and getting closer to Dearton and Autrain very, very soon. And in fact, if you're in Munising, Christmas, and Wetmore, you guys should also be taking shelter soon. You guys aren't in a warning technically. The orange box does not include you guys, but this left split cell is moving fairly quickly up into your vicinity. So keep that in mind if you are in central Alger County, not in the warning, but the storm is quickly approaching the edge of that orange polygon you see on the screen. That latest scan is a little bit concerning. Don't like that.
Yeah, still no debris ball though, which is good news. But it's
yeah,
it's got that look.
yeah, oh yeah. North Rock 38 Road. A lot of clear air in there as well. It's making it hard to distinguish.
I will say as well, Joe, I'm a little bit shocked there's no tour possible tag on this, or perhaps even a tornado warning at this point.
Right. Yeah, VROT is somewhat significant now in that latest scan, but we'll see. Here's to see what
it's got a disorganized look to it, at least. That's some positivity to it, but
yeah,
still it is rotating regardless.
no word on potential issuance of tornado warnings at the current time, but again, there is a lot of brighter reds and greens on the latest scan right now on that North Rock 38th Road. This is just off to the north of East Maple Ridge 37th Road, and there we go.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
They did actually pull the trigger on that. New tornado warning now in effect.
Latest scan is actually quite concerning.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that to come in. I need to turn off my double sound there. Came in twice. Oh yeah. Latest VROT increased quite significantly. New tornado warning coming in. That is immediate. Immediate broadcast requested here. National Weather Service in Marquette has issued a tornado warning for north central Delta County and southwestern Alger County, north central upper Michigan until 8 p.m. Eastern. At 7:14, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near US 41 between Trinary and Rapid River, or 27 miles north of Escanaba, moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. Hazard, tornado, and quarter-size hail are possible with a storm. Source, radar indicated rotation as a level 1 tornado warning. Impacts here, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur, and tree damage is likely. This dangerous thunderstorm will be near Trinary and US 41 between Trinary and Rapid River within the next 5 minutes. Other locations in this tornado warning include Forest Lake, Tronick, and Diffin. Once again, take cover now. Move to the interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Again, this is a concerning look on this storm. Heading right for Trinary at the current time. The red box is your tornado warning. So if you know you live inside of this red polygon on the screen, that is the designated tornado warning at the current time. Yeah, this is undergoing. This looks like it is undergoing tornado genesis right now, Ryan. That is definitely worth its own post on the page. I imagine you probably have something out right now in terms of a post.
I already posted about it 8 minutes ago. When the warning's posted, I'll get another post out here.
Yeah, that's we'll get a new scan here in just a second. Hoping the next scan is a little bit weaker, but that is significant right now. Again, not seeing any debris. We're looking here on the correlation coefficient radar at the current time. We're looking for blues mixing in with the reds. Right now, the blues that you see on radar in this pocket right here is what we call clear air. It's where there is no precipitation at. So it's picking up on bugs and dirt perhaps being ingested into the storm. Again, it's an inflow region, and so it is likely picking up some dirt in this area, but at the current time, not seeing anything in terms of debris ball. Latest scan continues, no debris ball. Continues the rotation, though, getting closer to Trinary. Again, we're in the next 5 minutes, heading into your vicinity, and again, the US 41 corridor, as well as County Highway 209 at the current time.
Latest scan did weaken just a tad.
Yep. And on that left cell, that left split cell to the north, that has actually got quite the hail core in it now as well. In the Chatham area, the GR2 analyst is depicting perhaps upwards of 2-inch hail. The hail core on this around 32,000 feet. So prepare accordingly for some large hail right now in the Chatham area. This is heading due north into Autrain and Dearton at the current time. Once again, your safety means everything right now. If you are in a tornado warning, do not wait to see this storm. It may actually be rain wrapped because of how much precipitation is being ingested into the inflow region. Take cover now. Again, this will come up quickly on you, and you may not survive if you are standing on the porch trying to find this. So again, take shelter now. If you are in a safe location, your safety location should be your basement, storm cellar, shelter if you have it. If not, the lowest floor in an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. So again, a closet, a pantry. And if you do not truly have any interior rooms, your bathroom in a bathtub is going to be the best option for your safety. If you are out and away from this thunderstorm and are able to send in reports to us, again, if you are safely able to do so, please do that as soon as possible. Any reports that you can send over to us, we are going to relay to the National Weather Service in Marquette as soon as possible. So again, utilize our messenger, utilize our Discord channel, and again, we'll get those reports sent over as soon as possible. And if the moderators are watching, feel free to monitor. I don't know if we have any or too many people in our Discord server from the Upper Peninsula that are in here, but feel free to monitor that damage and survey channel on our Discord server and let us know in the comments behind the scenes if you do see something to send our way.
Third post just went out.
Appreciate it.
That hook on radar is something else.
Yeah. That latest scan, I mean, obviously it does look like it's a little bit weaker on the rotational couplet there in the latest scan, but again, it can cycle pretty quickly here. We are waiting on a new scan.
It's been 4 minutes since my last scan.
Yeah, they switched the radar from Sales 2 to MRLE 3 mode. I don't know why. They went out of rapid scan mode. That's strange.
I just got the new scan. It continues to weaken, but the hook is still there, very pronounced.
Yeah, and again, this can produce a tornado at any time. Reds and greens close together like that, that is a sign of rotation in the area. When we look at our general reflectivity radar like this at the current time, what you're seeing is the intensity of the rain. So anything in the reds and the pinks, that is your rain and perhaps some hail passing into Trinary right now. It does have that shape to it. As a reminder, supercells kind of look like these little kidney bean shapes where they have a little bit of a tail on the back end of it. There's your tail, circling it on radar. That is where your rotation is going to be at, on the very southwestern corner of the storm. We follow that up by looking at our velocity radar, which is the reds and greens. Green means the wind are heading towards the radar site. Red means wind is heading away. Where they come close together like that and kind of latch together, that is where the rotation is going to be the strongest at the current time. So this is just outside of Trenary. It is on the county line for Alger and Delta right now. And the road here is going to be County Highway 201 and Thornton Road. Also, County Highway 222 is right in that region where the rotation is the strongest. Yeah, I don't know why they exited Rapid Scan. It's a little bit frustrating. Back up to our northern storm. This storm continues to produce what could be some decent hail right now, heading into the all-terrain region just down the road from Christmas in Dearton. It is traveling up County Road H01 and USFS 2483 road. And Woodland Road is the east-west road, as well as County Highway 462 at the current time. So, again, it's something to monitor. GR2 is putting a TVS signature right now, not TDS, but TVS. That means that the rotation strength is quite strong, and it is depicting where a tornado is likely to form right now, if anything, based on that green triangle. So that is, again, right on that County Highway 201 road, about 4 miles southwest of Trenary. And we are going to be honing in on these two severe thunderstorms right now. We are not going anywhere else in the state. So if you are watching right now from in the lower peninsula, there's no concern for you guys right now. We are not going to be talking about your counties. Main concern right now is where the severe weather is happening. That is always how it's going to be. So again, if you are in the upper peninsula right now, central upper peninsula, we have tornadic thunderstorms moving through the area, heading primarily into the northern Delta and southern Alger County regions, as well as western Alger County at the current time. These are primarily to the east of Marquette. So if you're in Marquette right now, you're being skipped by for these severe thunderstorms. The rotation is still quite strong in nature. Latest scan actually increases it again, Ryan.
Yep, I was about to say that. I was waiting for you to be done.
that is quite the signature there. That is very, very close to putting something down.
Yeah, we're also back into rapid scan if you didn't notice.
We are?
Yeah, I'm getting 2.5 minute scans.
3. 23:20:09 to 23:23:12. That's a 3 minute and 3 second scan there. But if there's going to be a tornado on the ground, it is going to be right now on Whitefish Grade Road, which turns into County Highway 209 at the county line. Just on the south side of Trenary at the current time. Again, US 41. This is about to cross you guys. Again, a lot of travelers, a lot of tourists that are unsuspecting of severe weather. You know, people travel to the Upper Peninsula all the time and think you can't get tornadoes up there, but yes, you can. It's very rare. But right now, again, there is a very strong rotational couplet right now heading into a very populated roadway, US 41, that travels from Marquette down to Gladstone and Escanaba. It's against the main thoroughfare through this area. And so if you know anyone traveling US 41, or again, if you don't know anyone traveling US 41, a like does go a long ways. Please share this information out with as many people as possible that may be in the Trenary area here in Alger County in the Upper Peninsula. The good news is I'm not seeing a debris ball. Again, there's no blue dot in the middle of this red here, so that is a good sign. But yeah, the spectrum width radar is kind of getting to that point too, where the brighter colors are starting to show up. So this is very close to spinning up a tornado. I'm hoping that the next scan is a little bit weaker. But again, this is usually a clear-cut sign of what could be a brief tornado about to touch down. Maybe not a brief tornado if this continues to strengthen heading into Trenary. Can't tell yet. but it is in a very favorable environment. Check out how tall those storms are, by the way. That storm is now up at 60,000 feet in the atmosphere. So this is a bona fide supercell right now that is moving in towards Trinary. Yeah, if you are at campgrounds right now, getting into a sturdy structure is your
Joel.
best option. Go ahead, Ryan.
Latest scan tightens and further.
Correlation coefficient still does not have a debris ball, though, which I'm thankful for, but it is very, very close. Yeah.
Yeah, it's trying to put something down here. It's going to be pretty much over US 41 and the Whitefish Grade Road area just north of 45.5 or 41.5 road. It's going to be basically right on the Delta and Alger County line. Its center of rotation is actually directly over Whitefish Grade Road, the latest scan there. Skinner Road, Stone Road, Callio Road,
Are you showing your screen?
and Winters Road are in the direct path of this. If this is not on the ground right now, it may be on the ground in a matter of seconds. I
There you go.
do not like that latest scan.
No, that's not a good look. Yeah, spectrum width, once again, still pretty maxed out there in Whitefish Grade Road. It is a quarter of a mile from crossing US 41 here, right at the county line of Delta and Alger counties at Ajo Road. Up next would be Stone Road. Stone Road at County Highway 101 and Callio Road, which is a dead-end road just to the south of M67. So it is approaching the M67 corridor as well. Too close for comfort if you're in Trinary right now. Any sort of wobble to the north, that takes it right into downtown. Again, we are not seeing debris on the ground right now on our correlation coefficient radar, which I'm currently showing you guys. But again, if we see any sort of blue debris ball here in the middle of this pocket of reds that you see surrounding it, that would be a sign of what is likely a radar-confirmed tornado, but we are not seeing that right now. Still, not a good sign when the reds and greens are close together like that. Again, that is what we see, again, the holding hands feature on our velocity radar, where the reds and greens are holding hands. That is not a good sign. So again, green is wind heading towards the radar site. Red is wind heading away from the radar site, and where they meet close together like that, that is the center of the rotation, which is why there's a tiny little tornado symbol being shown here by the GR2 software. Again, this is computer-generated mesorotational strength. Again, computer-generated means it is using all the data that is coming into the radar and predicting where a tornado is likely to occur, if at all, based on what it is getting fed into the system. And so that doesn't say there's a tornado on the ground. We have to watch and wait and see what the next couple scans show us here. New scan is coming in right now for the Trinary region. Ryan, you are muted. I don't know if you know that.
I actually have a little bit of a dip on the CC. I cannot confirm if it lines up, though. Waiting for a new scan for the velocity. Yeah, that's down. Looks down to me.
Mine's a little bit slower than yours.
It looks down to me.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that could be down right now. You can see the base velocities there. They are the reds and greens are basically interlocked now. Like they're like a coupler on a train. They're so close together right now that they're basically overlapping each other. That is likely pretty much a tornado on the ground. Again, there's your little bit of dip, as Ryan was mentioning. The reds are changing over to yellows and greens. That could be a tornado right now on US 41. I see a new severe thunderstorm warning coming in right now as well.
Alger County.
That makes sense. Also, very large hail moving in right now, likely into the All-Train, Christmas, and Munising area. Munising and Christmas not in a severe thunderstorm warning. I imagine that's what the new one's coming in for, is that cell there.
Yeah, it's going to follow the north shoreline toward Grand Marais. The warning box stops just west of Grand Marais. 60 mile per hour winds, 1 inch hail from Munising up to Grand Marais, basically.
I'm going to check out spectrum width.
Joel.
Yeah, spectrum
Joel,
width.
the CC. Go ahead.
Yep, spectrum width is maxed out right there at the CC and velocity centered. So that is likely a tornado on the ground in between Thompson 41.5 and Ajo Road on US 41 here, mile into northern Delta County. Go ahead.
So looking at the radar further, the CC product was 25 seconds behind the velocity, and the CC is lagged out just barely off to the left there. So if you line it up 20 seconds difference, it's pretty much confirmed that that's a CC drop.
Yeah.
New scan loading in for me.
Every scan now is very, very important. This is just to the south of downtown Trinary. I think this is, I mean, it's too close for comfort. Again, if it does wobble north, it's hitting downtown Trinary, but right now it is on the county line. It's about a half mile from downtown. We'll see where the newest scan takes it, but it is moving off in the northeast. Speeds on this, once again, about 30 to 35 miles per hour. That new severe thunderstorm warning for that northern cell is up along northern Alger County in effect till 8:30 p.m. Again, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. Hazards here, 6 mile per wind gust, quarter-size hail. Munising, Grand Island, Miners Castle, Pictured Rocks. Huge tourist location right now. Pictured Rocks is in the severe thunderstorm warning, as well as Chapel Lake, Christmas, Wetmore, Beaver Lake, Grand Portal Point, All Sable Point, and Kingston Lake.
New scan is in. Inconclusive.
Yeah, it looks, yeah. Spectrum width, base velocity still shows a very strong couplet right now. Correlation coefficient inconclusive, as Ryan was mentioning. Can't really tell if there's debris in there. Not really seeing a centered circle at the current time. So hopefully it is done. Hopefully it was just very brief. But again, that is on Stone Road right now, but a mile south of downtown Trinary. Reds and greens, once again, where they match up like that. They're very bright and very close together. That is your center of rotation. Red tornado warning box is for the red polygon is the tornado warning box. So if you are inside of this red polygon, you are in the tornado warning at the current time. It appears we'll be looking for damage reports from US 41 about a mile or two south of Trinary once the storm is done. So if you know anyone that lives up in that area once the storm is over with, we would appreciate any reports you can send in. And we'll send them over to the National Weather Service Marquette so they can go out and survey it. But right now, your safety is very, very important if you are in this red box right now. This is heading into, again, a lot of rural locations. And in fact, these are, if I recall correctly, a lot of good camping and campgrounds, camping spots out here in Alger County. If I can recall correctly, because I went on vacation up here in 2023. And I remember there was just a huge amount of campgrounds, I think, in Alger County, in this little portion here, about 5 or 10 miles southeast of Chatham. So again, a lot of campgrounds, most likely in this area. There's a lot of unnamed roads out here. And again, reception out here is also pretty spotty as well. So if at any point you can get if you know anyone that is out here camping and can get a hold of them, let them know that there is a likely or possible tornado heading their way. This is heading over Winters and Savola Road very, very soon, as well as June Road at Trudel Road. And there's the update for the tornado warning. It kind of hones in on the actual rotation itself. It's a little bit better here. The details do read, a tornado warning remains in effect until 8 p.m. for north central Delta and southwestern Alger counties. At 7:35, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Trinary, moving northeast at 20 miles per hour. They have actually upped the hail size to ping pong ball, which is 1.5 inches in diameter. The text does read, this tornadic thunderstorm will remain over mainly rural areas of north central Delta and southwestern Alger counties. Once again, move to an interior room in a sturdy structure. That is the key word right now. You need to find sturdy structure, if at all possible, out here in Alger County right now, where this tornado may be ongoing. Can't confirm for sure. Waiting for a new scan to come in.
Latest scan is weaker.
That's good. But again, you still do
also,
not.
There
you still want to treat this as if there were a tornado on the ground. Go ahead, Ryan.
there is an MD out ahead of these cells for a watch possible. I'm getting more details right now.
Okay.
40% chance of issuance. The MD goes about to Newberry. It's a very localized MD. All hazards.
Yeah. Yeah, there's still a decent hand motion or hand holding motion there on our velocity radar right now on Winters Road at Vogel and Ledicongas Road, I believe is how it's pronounced, and County Highway 101 at V25. Again, it's right on the county line. It's pretty much riding right down the county line right now. It's almost going due east versus more northeast, and that kind of is representative of what we usually see in a left-right split. If we back up the radar all the way here to when it first started in rock, you can see progression of this. It was one cell, and then it was two. One went straight east, one pretty much went due north, and that northern storm is now in the Munising and Pictured Rocks area, which is producing its own hazard for those who are touring the areas. Munising, Pictured Rocks, also the All Train and Christmas area. We also have another cell popping up back in the Dearton area on the edge of that severe thunderstorm warning. Ryan, are there any other smaller locations out here that are popping up on your radar?
Not this time. I have Limestone, which is just north of Trinary, I believe. Chatham. Next town out ahead of this is Shingleton and Munising.
Gotcha. That's another good point there. Sometimes these tornadoes are so weak they don't really loft debris. And so you can't really take correlation coefficient face value because you can have tornadoes that loft debris maybe only 2,000 or 3,000 feet. And out here in Trinary right now, again, it is pretty close to the radar sites, 2,500 feet off the ground. But again, if you get tornadoes that loft debris underneath 2,500 feet, it won't show up on correlation coefficient. So again, correlation coefficient helps us out, but sometimes there are limitations to it. There's still quite a decent hook on this, Ryan, with this supercell. It might be undergoing some sort of nudger or merger here very shortly. We do have more showers starting to approach it from the south. In fact, I think that's what's happening. Yeah, rotation's a little bit weaker there. It's a good sign. Brill and Gregg Road. And there's a bunch of other unnamed roads out here. And June Road, that's where the center of this rotation's at right now. County Highway H05 is going to be up next within the next 5 minutes. The supercell is, I think, officially at this point, cycling. So it's trying to get its belongings back together right now, but in the meantime, it has weakened to a point where it is the tornado threat is kind of lessened at the current time. The rotation is still there, but it is not as concerning as it previously was. Again, correlation coefficient radar, not really seeing a debris ball, but as I mentioned here, it's tough to know if it was a weak tornado, it wouldn't produce debris that's being lofted to 2,000 or 3,000 feet. If you guys are sending photos here in the stream, especially on Facebook, again, we can't see those. So please send those in on any one of our other posts that's not this live stream. Again, I will repeat that. Please send in these reports either directly to us. So again, if it's like a wall cloud, funnel cloud, tornado, hail reports, damaging wind reports, make sure to do so with time, location, and measurement. Be as specific as possible when you are reporting. We do appreciate anything that you can send our way. Again, make sure it is safe to do so when you do send in these reports. Once again, our page on Messenger is open. Please do not utilize our Messenger for questions right now. Please only utilize it for damage reports that you guys can send in. Additionally, once again, we do have our Discord server. discord.gg/Michigan Storm Chasers. In our damage and survey thread, you can submit your reports there with as many details as possible as well. Your safety is very important right now. Again, lowest floor, interior room, basement obviously preferred, or storm shelter if you have it.
Looking at our comments section and messages, I have 0 reports so far from the UP for anything.
Alrighty. It's a very opportune time for the National Weather Service to go down. Oh my goodness.
Are they down?
They're experiencing
What do you mean?
delays. I see behind the scenes they're experiencing delays right now, and mesoanalysis page has gone completely down. So
Perfect.
I cannot see the ingredients on the storm right now. We're just getting, hopefully this radar, that might honestly be why we're getting a little bit of delayed radar data here as well. Not the best time for this. They're experiencing internet delays right now, which is also why I'm not able to see the atmospheric ingredients out there right now. We are still able to use radar at the current time. It is a little slow, but it is still running. Again, our latest scan was as of a minute ago, so we're still getting radar data. Good news is the rotation continues to stay weak.
Yeah, 2 things to note here, Joel. If you look at the southern edge of this cell on the reflectivity, we got some pop-ups that may try to ingest into the storm.
Yep.
Let's see how that plays out. I would anticipate so it's going to try and cycle again through about 20 more minutes or so, and Western Schoolcraft County should be alert for this cell as well.
It's interesting to see.
I don't think it's done yet by any means.
No, it's definitely not. And it's weird to see the first cell that started off the coverage has turned into basically showers at that point. In fact, that severe thunderstorm warning that was previously severe thunderstorm warned that passed through Gladstone as showers, that is what appears to be remnant outflow from that first thunderstorm. It's still producing these showers here, and so that is what's able to produce these showers south of the supercell that's currently tornado warned. And again, Ryan, you know, just like me here, we get those nudgers that can often produce more tornadoes and helps basically strengthen the storm to perhaps more tornado genesis. So we'll keep an eye on it. Again, this is heading over, as you mentioned, into Schoolcraft County soon. There's no route warnings yet for Schoolcraft County, but you're already starting to see the rain and perhaps some small hail as far east as Steuben.
Also, I want to take note, there is a complex of storms located over Green Bay. If that makes its trek across the lake, it'll arrive by Frankfort and Manistee areas in probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours. So be mindful of that. If you are in the western part of northern lower, you may have a threat for, at very least, storms, perhaps some strong storms later on this evening.
A lot of lightning on that one, too.
Yep. The good news, though, down further south, the further south you go, the less the environment is favorable for severe weather. So these storms may die off. We just don't know that yet. With the overall pattern, it's kind of hard to really predict that. So it's worth watching if you're over by Glen Arbor, Frankfort, Manistee, Onekama areas. Back to that cell. Looks like it's trying to ingest that southern cell right now. It just popped up. The rotation remains weak, though.
Yeah, still there on Walleye Lake Road. There's your latest scan. In fact, it is getting to the point now where the National Weather Service could think about canceling that tornado warning. It's kind of below the criteria, but I understand why they wouldn't. They want to keep it up for reasons, of course, because again, this can undergo cycling. It's still in effect for another 13 minutes here till the top of the hour, 8 o'clock Eastern. But yeah, it looks like it's cycling right now, and we do have other cells to the north that are also continuing to maintain their strength.
We haven't talked about it much here, but the hail risk with these cells is actually quite significant as well. There's a nice core on that storm that's currently tornado warned. It's over some two-tracked areas. Looks like Crawford Road. I think the warning actually states ping pong. Yeah, ping pong ball size hail within that. Within that. Oh, cool. You have my screen sharing. It's awesome. Aside from that, we also have some hail core showing up on the VIL up by Rock River. Most of this is over Lake Superior now. I almost said Huron for a second. Lake Superior here, but that should be the lake's problem for the time being. But aside from the rotation, there definitely is a large hail risk with the cell here just east of Trinary.
If you're tuning in right now and wondering if there is a tornado on the ground, the answer is doesn't look like it. Correlation coefficient does not hint at any debris. The rotation itself is very weak now. The reds and greens are still there, obviously. But the location right now of this rotation is on Walleye Lake Road. That is on very southern and southwestern Alger County. And I'm zooming in on the radar here, right where this rectangle is showing on radar. That is your center of rotation. It is off to the southeast of M67. So if you're now in Trinary and Chatham, the risk is pretty much beyond you. You guys are still in a severe thunderstorm warning, and technically a tornado warning for Trinary, but the cell is now off to your south and east. So good news there is over for Trinary. You guys can come out of your shelter. The warning should be done or being trimmed here very shortly if you're in Trinary. But again, if you're downstream here, rural portions of Alger County, eventually heading into northwestern Schoolcraft County, that is where the highest alert is going to be right now for any hail, wind, and perhaps a tornado or two in the coming minutes to hours. Cloud tops are definitely starting to weaken a little bit. Could be a sign the storm is maybe starting to weaken as well. We saw it up around 60,000 feet. The storm is now down to 50,000 feet. Still a very tall thunderstorm, of course. It's pretty much inching into the stratosphere. So very, very, very strong thunderstorm, very severe in nature at the current time, but it's not up to 60,000 feet like it used to be. So we're hopefully starting to see a downtrend. Again, very large hail, perhaps a tornado or two, still possible in this tornado warning at the current time in effect till 8 p.m. But this is turning into more of a hail risk short term here in Alger and Delta counties. The hail core, by the way, up to around 31,000 feet on the tornado warned storm. Hail cores up here just along the lake here. I said the same thing. Ryan, you've messed me up. Lake Superior shoreline. Hail cores on this are also around 25,000 feet.
Wild.
As you can see right now, taking a zoomed out, semi-zoomed out picture in the central upper peninsula, there are 3 or 4 different cells that are actually kind of all around Munising right now. Munising's in a donut hole, so to speak, of these storms. Again, cell 1 and cell 2, that was the north split that we were talking about in the pictured rocks vicinity right now. Not a good time to be out touring the rocks tonight. Very severe thunderstorm right now with some large hail likely ongoing. And it's cell 1 and cell 2. Cell 3 is between Chatham and Autrain right now. That is more of a strong thunderstorm and not so much severe. And then we do have our main supercell down here to the south, cell number 4. The supercell that is halfway between Trinary and Steuben at this point, heading off towards northwestern Schoolcraft County. And we'll have to see if damage reports do come in from the US 41 corridor. It did look like there was maybe briefly a tornado on the ground back on US 41 in between county. Sorry, that is Ajo Road. I keep saying County Highway 101. County Highway 101 is actually in the vicinity, but Ajo Road and Thompson 41.5 Road, that little stretch there from Whitefish Grade over to US 41 and perhaps off to the east a little bit. That is likely where, if anything, a tornado did touch down here this evening in the Upper Peninsula. Now, at the current time, the rotation is very, very weak. but you should still be taking shelter if you are in the tornado warning, especially here on the eastern half of this red tornado warning box. So again, if you know anyone in the Trinary area, if you yourself live in the Trinary area and have any damage report, please send that in as soon as possible. We'll get that over to the National Weather Service so they can determine what exactly happened tonight here in the Trinary area. Rotation continues to weaken. It is still very broad at the current time and still existing. Becoming less interested right now with this cell until it can maybe undergo some sort of full cycle, which at the current time it is not. So good news there if you are downstream at the current time, and there you go. There's the expiration of the tornado warning about 8 minutes soon, or 8 minutes earlier than the 8 o'clock expiration time. We do still have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for portions of Marquette, Alger, and northern Delta counties for another 8 more minutes. That is for also ping pong ball sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. The severe thunderstorm warning for Munising, Mellstrand, kind of north of Mellstrand, the pictured rocks. Lakeshore is also for 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1-inch hail at the current time.
Joel?
Yes.
I dare say I believe this storm is trying to reorganize. If you loop the velocity, you're going to see it starts to increase again.
Yeah, it's still weak, but there was a slight uptick from scan 1 to scan 2 there. Storm motion is now 234 at 26, so that might change a little bit. We'll see. Again, that rotation right now, if anything, is on... Oh my goodness. That is not... I forbid to say that name.
Is it Tippinabi?
No. Zachar Kooks? It looks like Zachar Kooks Trail. Or Zachar Zucks. Maybe there's a silent Z in there. I don't know. That's a wild guess.
Michigan pronunciation guide. Here we come.
I don't think you're going to find
Probably
it.
isn't on there though. Yeah,
but also, it's already over that road as mentioned. It's next up is US FS 2184 road at Old Plank Road. The second north-south road up after that is going to be County Highway 601. So the tornado warning has expired. They do still have the severe thunderstorm warning in effect. They never put tornado possible on that severe thunderstorm warning, but we can tell you guys right now, tornado possible still with this storm, just out of an abundance of caution. This is a supercell, circling it on radar, has that kidney bean shape to it, with the southwest corner of that cell being where the rotation would be. And again, this is going to continue off towards northwestern Schoolcraft County with time. So a lot of rural portions of Alger County being affected right now. Latest scan does continue some weak rotation. The RFD strengthened just a hair. Airflight downdraft for those who need the layman terms. So the wind surging around the back side of the supercell here. That's still trying to turn a little bit to the east. And again, when it turns to the east and gets a full cycle here, we could see, as you mentioned, Ryan, re-strengthening. But at the current time, we are not yet seeing that. It is still maintaining some weak rotation, but no signs yet in terms of becoming moderate or stronger rotation. Main hazards right now, hail and wind with any of these cells you see on radar, in the all train to pictured rocks down to the Steuben areas here in the central portions of the upper peninsula. Again, there's nothing ongoing right now in the lower peninsula, but there are storms on Lake Michigan and heading towards northwest lower later tonight. As a reminder, there is a severe risk in effect tonight, overnight tonight, for portions of the northern lower peninsula for perhaps a line of damaging winds moving through. We'll have to see if this does eventually turn into some sort of small MCS in Green Bay. Move across to the northwest lower. That would be something to watch within the next hour or two here in Northwest Lower. But right now, main concern is for Alger and Schoolcraft. They have reissued a special marine warning for all boaters along the Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore till 9 p.m. So boaters are advised to be taking shelter right now in Safe Harbor. Wind gust to 40 and large hail. Also have a new statement coming in.
Pronunciation on that is Zakurzuk, for those wondering.
Okay. So that C was silent. Ryan, if you want to read off that statement that just came in, I do not have it on my radar yet.
A statement is in effect for. It doesn't even list counties. It's crazy.
That looks like looks like Alger and Schoolcraft.
Alger, Schoolcraft County. 40-mile-per-hour winds and penny-size hail. Places include Steuben, Shingleton, and M28 between Shingleton and Seney. Penny-size hail and 40-mile-per-hour winds. Looks like the warning is also just expired.
Yeah, expired 6 minutes ago. I'm not sure why it's still on your radar, but yeah, it is done. They have also canceled 2 minutes early the severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Alger. Actually, it doesn't even include Marquette. I don't know why I said Marquette County, but Alger and Delta. That big severe thunderstorm warning is now done. They've also trimmed the severe thunderstorm warning. Munising is no longer in the northern severe thunderstorm warning. It does continue for Pictured Rocks, National Lakeshore. That's 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind. Also, a lot of converging winds ongoing out there offshore. I know the special marine warning, which is listed in this blue box here, doesn't list it. But there are a couple of different supercell structures looking things out here north of Dearton and Autrain offshore. No concern for those on land, but again, if you're looking north, be advised there is a chance that you could see perhaps a couple water spouts. We'll see though. There's some reds and greens in there, Ryan, that are mixing pretty close together. The tornado warned storm that was previously tornado warned and severe thunderstorm warned is now really starting to weaken. Cloud tops are dropping down to around 43,000 feet now. The cell's still there. It is rapidly falling apart though, according to radar. The buoyancy on this is still pretty neutral at the current time. It's maintaining its strength. We'll have to see if it finds a second wind, but at the current time, it looks like it is falling apart more than it is staying together. If you are out here southwest of Shingleton and west of Steuben, do be prepared for some penny-sized hail and 40-mile-per-hour winds, as the special weather statement does denote. Also, frequent cloud-to-ground lightning is occurring with this cell and the cells that are along Pictured Rocks. Make sure you are taking shelter inside a sturdy building, away from windows for any sort of wind-driven hail, and of course, your lightning threat. So if you're just tuning in, there is no longer a tornado warning in effect. The concern for Trinary is done. The cell is now heading between Shingleton and Steuben at the current time with no warning attached to it. There's no rotation right now that is currently concerning with this storm. There's a little bit of wind on the western flank of that. out in the vicinity of USFS 2254 road and USFS 2825 road. That's on the Alger Schoolcraft County line. Quite the display of cells, though, right now, heading up onto Lake Superior. While I have a moment, I'll go ahead and quick check out our YouTube chat, read off some of our super chats that have recently come in. We have Judy W, $5 super chat, saying, thank you, Joel, Ryan, and Dawn. Can always depend on you all. Exclamation point. Thank you very much, Judy, for your support. We also have Caitlin in here tonight doing ASL for us. So Caitlin and Dawn are switching off tonight. We appreciate them for helping out with the stream. Up next, we do have Red Dozier, $20 super chat, saying, hey, everyone, hope you all doing all right and keeping cool. Thanks, Ryan and Joel and Dawn, and of course, Caitlin as well. Thank you very much, Red Dozier, for your super chat and your support as always, and hopefully you are staying cool as well. We have Bill X, $10 super chat, checking in from the Upper Peninsula with heavy forest, no warning other than the sound. It's very eerie for sure, but thank you for checking in, Bill. We do have some warning here. If you're able to tune in with us here at Michigan Storm Chasers, so appreciate your support and for finding our stream tonight to stay weather aware. Also, over here on YouTube, we had a pair of 50 memberships handed out, so 100 total between 3 Orion and Fun Times. Appreciate both of you guys. And again, if you are one of the 100 members, or sorry, 100 subscribers here on YouTube that got gifted, feel free to thank Fun Times and 3 Orion. And subscribing on YouTube is free to do. Again, those memberships are courtesy of those members, and they expire after 30 days. Also, Sherbud, $5 super chat. Do you think there will be any more storms hitting Gwinn, Michigan area? We really didn't get anything significant yet. It's tough to tell. Again, these cells do cycle very, very quickly sometimes, and we'll continue to watch them. At the current time, I would say no, just to kind of ease your anxiety if you do have it. Yeah, you guys are behind this line now. Unless something can form off of a lake breeze and outflow boundary, you guys should be good back here. Supercell composites now jump to a 20. And the tornado perimeter remains at a 4. So this is still a very favorable environment here along the the M28 corridor. That favorable environment stretches all the way down towards McMillan and Newberry. And so again, the cell may be done for now, but don't discount this area yet. It is still a very unstable environment out here, despite the fact there is nothing really concerning with the cell other than 40-mile-per-hour winds and some penny-sized hail in the Steuben area. Yes, it is getting closer to our Nobbinway camera. I do have that pulled up right now. Behind the scenes. Go ahead and check that out for you guys.
We'll say this as well, Joel. I don't want to jinx it, but we may be able to hop out of here soon.
We'll see. At least for a break. But these storms are still in a pretty decent environment right now.
Yeah, I agree. The argument I'm going to make with you is the Steuben cell, it's collapsing on itself, and what's over the North Munis thing is going on the lake. So we may have a shot here to wrap things up and hopefully take a bit of a, like you said, break.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a live look at our Nobbinway, Michigan camera, courtesy of Christian Fellowship Churches of, I believe, Mackinac County. There is a cell popping up right now in Engadine and Nobbinway. That is what you're seeing on the left side of the screen there. That's why it's dark. It's not actually the storm that was previously tornado warned. It's actually a separate cell. And on radar, that's what it looks like. Engadine and Nobbinway. Tiny little cell. Not anything concerning yet, but we'll watch it. In terms of our hail cores right now, we'll take a look at VIL to kind of center in on our hail cores. And right now there's a tiny little hail core heading up into NFS Road 2162 and Federal Forest Trail 2253, as well as NFS Road 2252. small sail. So it's a small core, and as you mentioned, right, it is collapsing, and that VIL continues to shrink. Pretty decent cores, though, on Lake Superior at the current time. Primarily north of downtown Munising as well, but most of the sail is for anyone that is out boating on the water. So that big blue box you see on your screen is your special marine warning. If you are out boating right now on southern Lake Superior in this blue box, not a good time to do so. Please seek safe harbor immediately until this line of storms does pass. And that's going to turn into kind of its own supercell likely as it continues off to the northeast on Lake Superior. It's kind of par for the course. We had cell number 1 pop up down here in Pembine, Wisconsin, near Norway, Michigan. That fell apart. Then we had our tornado warning storm pop up, turn into a split, and that southern cell has now fallen apart, and it's now given all of its life to this now new northern storm. And so we continue to see a line of cells continue to just kind of pop up and go north, pop up and go north, and right now is not really much of a concern for anyone that is on land. Have bits and pieces of that core on the lake up to around 30,000 feet for the hail core there, so pretty decent. Well lofted into that freezing layer. Engadine, got it. We just had some lightning on the Nobbinway camera. Switch back to radar real quick. Again, if you're just tuning in and you're wondering if there's anything concerning around, the short answer is not really, unless you are up here along the Porcupine Mountains, the Pictured Rocks area, north of Munising and Melstrand. That's where the severe thunderstorm warning is currently in effect. And it does expire in 20 minutes at 8:30 Eastern here on June 30th. Once again, as a reminder, down there at the bottom of the screen, bottom right corner, obviously all the ways to contact us are there, but we do have the current date and time. So if at any point you get a couple minutes behind, or if you're watching this old and you're wondering if it's live, just check in on that live time at the bottom right side of the screen. And feel free to refresh and hit the like button as you come back in if you do need to catch back up. Ryan, if you want to take over now, I can kind of get to work on those forecasts. Just let me know.
Honestly, I literally just started working on my back end stuff here. I can take over though.
Okay.
Out of the way.
Just let me know.
Deciding what software to use because Weatherfront today decided to not work very well. So use this. I should be sharing.
Gotcha. I saw someone from Trinari's watching. They said they had no warning tonight. I wonder if
There is warning.
As I say, there was warning. There was a tornado warning for Trinari and a severe thunderstorm warning. If you mean for the sirens, again, that is a reason why you do not rely solely on the sirens. But again, as you can see here, Teneri was in that tornado warning box and was in that severe thunderstorm warning box going back here around the 7:30 time frame earlier tonight. So again, it's a good reminder that you should have multiple ways to receive warning. There we go. I'm loading in more scans here to go back. This tornado warning was issued. When was this tornado warning issued at? 7:14 p.m. for Trenary. And the rotation passed through Trenary at 7:33. So there was 14 minutes of lead time on the tornado warning for Trenary tonight. So that is fact checking in real time. There's no tornado warning in effect anymore, but yeah, you guys had plenty of warning up there. And again, if it was just the sirens you're relying on, again, as our friendly reminder that you do not rely on just the sirens. Yeah, that cell that was previously tornado warned is turned into a shower at this point. Let me take your screen.
Yeah, you're welcome to. I'm under the impression we'll probably get the stream over with here in a few minutes. If they were to cancel this morning, I'm comfortable hopping out of here. Yeah, I'm my screen sharing. I'm not much to track though right now. It's got a few cells popping up. That's about it. Cell over the lake here has a hail core on it, so any marine boaters or marine life out there north of Munising, like some pretty large hail falling there. There is a marine warning in effect for large hail. Also, I don't know, was this new? There's water spouts on this marine warning?
They add it finally?
Yeah, the text of it says water spout possible.
That's a good call. I was mentioning that earlier about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, I know you mentioned converging winds there, but I didn't see much on velocity, but I mean it's the marine life, so
yeah.
So marine layers can do some pretty funky things. I happen to live by one down here in Monroe County. You always have lake breezes push inland and spark off storms, can enhance your wind shear and lift, and also cool you down sometimes on summer days.
Just trying to rotate in that southwest corner there, Ryan, on the lake. Just a little bit. Also, our Nobbin cam now has what appears to be large rain droplets and or small pea-sized hail falling. That makes sense, given there is a cell that has continued to pop up over downtown Nobbin. Courtesy of Christian Fellowship Churches, this is looking to the southwest and south there along US 2. Looks like hail to me. It's definitely not wintertime, so it wouldn't be snow. Take your camera back, Ryan.
Go for it. Yeah, it does kind of look like some hail falling there.
They opened up.
It's hard to tell. So just tuning in, we went live for a severe warning. We had a couple of those issued for, I believe it was Marquette, Delta, Alger counties. The storm that prompted the tornado warning in the middle of that all has since weakened into this rain shower between Shingleton and Steuben. And this storm up here, primarily over Lake Superior, is staying over the lake and not impacting much of the land here. So this warning is in effect here for the very far northern half of Alger counties by the shoreline here. It's north of Munising, north of Melstrand, west of Grand Marais. And this storm, as I animate this, is moving pretty much off to the northeast here. It may try to come back on shore toward Grand Marais, but I don't think it will do much unless it takes a right turn, which is possible. Otherwise, we have a cell that's popped up a few minutes ago in Mackinac County. It is currently over Nobbin. We do have a Nobbin camera that Joel was showing off a few minutes ago. I got pulled up here and watching it too. The rain looks like it's subsided into just more of a light rain. I don't see any hailstones on the ground, but there probably was some small hail mixed in there. On radar, even there's a little bit of a hail core that's developing on that cell basically over downtown. So not surprised by any means there. There's no statement in effect, and of course, no warning on that storm in Mackinac County. But it's worth watching. The environment today in the eastern UP, central UP as well, is very favorable for severe weather. We were talking about this last night. The environment up there is quite concerning, and it has materialized today. The good news, though, there's no what I see immediate impacts being made severe weather-wise to the UP here. It's more or less either over the water or below severe limits at this point. So we'll have to kind of track it here next couple of minutes to see how it all plays out. In the meantime, though, I'm Ryan here. Above me is Joel. Been live for about 2 hours now, just below 2 hours. The night ahead is a little bit more uncertain. Models have not done a good job with this overall pattern. And that's no surprise due to just usual overall summer patterns are typically hard to depict. But also we're lacking weather balloon data downstream, or should I say upstream, over the plains region. So it's a little bit harder with the lack of data as well. That's kind of thrown in there. But the night ahead, there could be more storms popping up. Models do show additional storms around midnight tonight in the western UP and perhaps western lower Michigan as well. But the intensity of those storms is not yet known. Taking a look further south here toward Manistee, we actually have a cell getting close to Manistee as my radar software is frozen. I can't do anything now. Perfect. There it goes. Let's go ahead and check out our Manistee cam. I'm going to pull that in behind the scenes and see if it has a good look at it.
Oh, yeah.
If it does, I'll pull it in. If it does,
yeah.
It does have a good look. You want to share that on yours, or should I pull it in, Joel?
Yeah, give me a sec.
Okay.
Check that out.
Pretty good look at that. There you go. So this is looking at the anvil, the updraft of that storm that's going coming in toward Manistee County here. This particular cell, my radar is just frozen completely. I don't like that. This is heading toward Manistee County and Onekama areas. It's actually developing into what looks to be a pretty potent storm here. And you can see the updraft on that is very, very tall. So this may be developing into some potentially a severe risk here as well. But looking across the lake, back at the radar here, Joel, for a minute, across the lake, we do have storms out of Green Bay that are approaching, that will approach, should I say, the western half of the northern lower peninsula, Benzie, Manistee County, next couple of hours or so. It's about 1/3 of the way across the lake.
Mm-hmm. There's also another, I don't know if you mentioned it, there's another storm with a special marine warning north of Alpena right now. Good structure on it, but we don't have a camera up there. I just saw the structure of it from one of our guys behind the scenes.
Yeah, this Manistee cell's getting a really nice core on it. Let's see how tall this storm goes up to. I'm just kind of curious. It's up to about 45,000 feet already. It's approaching 50K, which is really tall for a small storm like that on radar. But it's definitely getting its act together. So back up to Mackinac County. We're going to use the Gaylord radar for this just because it's closer. Not seeing too much here that really stands out to me. We're kind of in wait and see mode. The warning is up here for Alger County, but the storm is offshore onto the water here, offshore of Munising in Alger County. If you're on the lake, or if you're watching from this area that's close to a lake, there may be a few water spouts within that storm, but also for the boaters out there, there is likely some pretty large hail falling with this storm as well. The hail tracker on this, even though it's not really affecting land, it does show hail up of $50 size, it says, on the computer software here. The warning is for quarter-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. There's no tag on it for a tornado possible, but of course it is over the water, so. I'm more curious, Joel, on what's coming into Manistee out of anything right now. If you want to take, actually, I'll just do it on my end. If you want, my screen's already sharing, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to disappear for 2 seconds. I'm going to pop open this. There we go. So that way I can drag and drop as needed. But this is a storm looking west out of Manistee. This is going to be located at the Hampton Inn in Manistee. Joel.
Oh, it's back.
It's back.
You're gonna get the Ryan Ferris wheel emojis on our YouTube chat now for those who are members. Well, actually, I don't know if we have it on YouTube, but we do have it on Discord.
Oh man.
So we'll see that we'll see that emoji get spammed on Discord, I'm sure, probably very shortly. And this will get clipped. The carnival is back. This happened last summer, and Ryan was very excited.
We have a lot of viewers who have no idea what we're talking about, Joel.
Yep.
So last year, I'm not sure how it all started, but last year on the Manistee Cam, the carnival festival was going on there, and somehow, some way, I got Emoji Man out of it. I don't recall the exact details, to be honest with you. But
yeah, you were really excited. You said you wanted to go on the Ferris wheel.
Did I?
Yeah, you did. That's why we made an emoji. It's actually it is on YouTube. Oh, nice. The ferry's going out. That's why on YouTube here there's a custom emoji for you. Your face is plastered on a Ferris wheel.
I know that. I knew that happened. I just don't remember how it all evolved. I got to go back and watch the stream.
Can't believe it's been a year.
Yeah, it's been a while. But the storm, though, back to the actual weather.
It is heading for the carnival. So if you're at the carnival right now,
it is.
Look off on the lake because look what's coming your way.
I can't believe there's a ferry going out though in this, unless it's turning around. Nope, it's still going out.
It is definitely not turning around.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Hey, is that our ferry?
Gilligan's Island theme here, but
is that our ferry? The Petoskey one?
No.
They did say they were doing trips down to Traverse City. That's not it.
I would be, yeah, as I say, I'd be shocked if it was down that far. But also, why are they going out in the middle of a storm?
Well, Ryan, check radar. Is there a special marine warning in effect?
No, but across the lake there is. But I mean, if you just look with your eyes, though, I mean, I'm not very fluent in marine boating and stuff to know if it's safe to ride through a storm like that in a ferry. But I have to imagine I wouldn't want to be out there if it was myself personally. But to each their own, I guess. Velocity on that still doesn't look impressive, which is good news. Oh. There is starting to get a hail core on it though.
At the your radar back.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that right now. But the core of this storm is up to around 20,000 feet, getting 60 dBz at 22,000, or just below that. So it is getting up there with height. If there is a marine weather statement, I don't have it on my end.
There's not.
There is a marine weather statement, or what is this, a warning? It's a marine warning across the lake for the Wisconsin side, for those storms coming off of the Wisconsin side, but the one that's coming toward Manistee does not have any statement or warning that I see on my radar, at least.
It is not going all the way out. I think it's just hanging out in the harbor. This camera courtesy of Guardian Technologies and 6 p.m. Hospitality atop the Hampton Inn Hotel there in Manistee.
I want to thank Guardian for sponsoring this camera as well. And as Joel said, 6 p.m. Hospitality Partners and Hampton Inn there for hosting the camera. You know what? Hold on.
Is he Tokyo drifting that boat right now? Looks like it's going sideways.
Do 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 do.
They are.
Do,
That
do,
boat is
do,
going
do,
sideways.
do.
I think it's. Is it? They're not docking there, would they? I don't know. That's interesting.
Whoops.
Dusty in chat says, "What do you think? You can only storm chase on land? Come on, get in the boat. Let's go."
Where'd the boat go? I lost track of it.
It's out there.
I don't see anything. Wait, am I?
I have it.
I'm 5 minutes behind. Now I have it. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, they just Tokyo drifted that boat. That was pretty impressive.
Well,
what's also
while
impressive,
we're
what's also impressive is the structure that's coming in the view here, and that storm continues to blossom.
also when we're distracted by the carnival and the boat, we have dropped our severe warning officially.
Oh yeah, you can take the radar back if you want. Go over some of the sails.
I can do that. So we do have a couple cells here. We have one, as mentioned, that was previously warned, just north of Munising in Alger County. This was previously warned. It was dropped here. It does have an impressive, as Joel just said, impressive look in it. But it's a marine problem, not a land problem, offshore of Alger. Further south here, the cell in Mackinac County continues to look unimpressive, to be completely honest with you. It looks like marine warning coming in from APX now. I'll have to look at that in just a second. And my software froze again. There it goes. Looks like a pretty unimpressive cell in Mackinac County that was impacting Nobbin now over Rexton and about to move into Brevard. Otherwise, I think the only concern right now is what's across the lake down here. Obviously, the cell here heading toward Onekama, Manistee area, but also behind that, coming off of the Keweenaw County, Wisconsin, or how do I pronounce it? East of Green Bay. Coming east of Green Bay towards us later on this evening, the Mackinac cell has a hail marker of penny size on it now, courtesy of GR2. The special marine warning is for wind gust over 40 knots and small hail. So they're not going severe on the marine warning there, but they are. It's close. It's close. Back to the boat Joel goes.
It went around. So he's on the outside of the channel now. Also, I just saw some crazy. I don't know like where the bolt struck, but it was close because the entire screen just lit up. And check out how many people are still down on the beach as the lightning approaches. That's not great. And again, if you're at the carnival or on the beach right now, there's people swimming out there right now in these electric waters. Not a good idea. Even if you're on that boat, I mean, obviously your boat's kind of at the mercy of the captain there, but the storm is quickly approaching, and I just saw some lightning on camera here, so yeah, back to you, Ryan, with your camera / radar.
Somebody cue up the Gilligan's Island theme song.
Yeah. As Ryan mentioned, there is a special marine warning now in effect, so boaters...
Yeah, they should not be out there.
Boaters should be off. Boaters and swimmers.
That north camera, I'm wondering if the field of view was shrunk when I edited it earlier. So I'm going to try and change that back real quick.
If you guys are just tuning in, there is no severe weather right now in the state of Michigan. There are some storms that we're currently watching moving into Manistee, Michigan, which is in northwestern lower peninsula. There are still storms in the upper peninsula right now, but those are currently not a concern to land. Also, Ryan wanted to relay a couple reports from Chineri. Officially reported from Chineri. There's 3 LSRs that just came in from Chineri, just south of town. 1.5-inch hail report. Social media photos of ping pong ball sized hailstones there. Also, another report 1.5 miles south of Chineri of ping pong ball sized hail. So 2 1.5-inch diameter hail reports. Also, thunderstorm wind damage has been confirmed on Stone Road. Tree damage, Stone Road, just south of Chineri. So we'll see. We'll see if they have a survey team out that way. And again, if you live in Chineri, again where the tornado warning was in effect earlier, and you have damage to report, please send that over to us so we can toss it over to the National Weather Service in Marquette, and they can send over a survey crew to determine whether or not a tornado did touch down. One of the first in the Upper Peninsula in a couple of years here in Michigan. And you can send it in via Messenger or Discord. And again, be specific with your details, time, location. Again, when it comes to tree damage, a specific crossroad is very, very helpful. It is on your camera, and just a heads up.
Wait, what? Yeah, I know. There's not much here on radar to go over right now, which is why I'm not really too concerned about it. I'm anticipating probably a statement coming in from Manistee County at some point. Probably 40-mile-per-hour winds and penny-sized hail will be my guess. If you're in Onekama to Manistee to Bear Lake, we'll include Arcadia as well as Caliba. We're going to be having a storm, small storm initially. It may contain some hail with it. It's going to move probably directly over Onekama. But behind that cell, we have more cells that could be stronger in nature coming off the Wisconsin side of the lake. A couple of these cores do have over 1-inch hail markers on them on the GR2 product. Look at the cores of these storms. 30,000 feet easy on a couple of these. So that's very tall for a hail core, the strongest part of the storm at least. Looking at the cell in Onekama area from the Wisconsin side, I don't see wind with it being a huge concern, at least not on radar. Also deciding what radar I want to use. It's kind of between all 3 at the current moment. Probably Green Bay, honestly. But this is heading up toward the Onekama area, and it will be there in about probably less than 10 minutes. You're walking at the cell right now in Manistee, courtesy of 6 p.m. Hospitality Partners, as well as Guardian Technologies for the sponsor, Hampton Inn for the host. So fun fact for a lot of you guys, we are close to releasing a website interface for our weather cameras. For those of you who do not know, we have about 115 weather cameras in the state of Michigan. And YouTube was our platform of choice to stream all of those to, until YouTube said, hey, you guys can't stream more than 10 at a time. So we had to revert. And now we are very close to finally getting our cameras back online via custom dashboards. So if you missed the Manistee Aurora cameras and all the other cameras we have, they'll be back online soon. And they'll have a lot more than what we had previously on YouTube. Hopefully within a more stable environment too. I know YouTube was crashing a lot, but this new way we're doing things should be a lot more stable.
Yeah, that's
people
our Moon, sorry, Ryan. Moon said did not get a notification for this live. I got one earlier when I clicked on the message. It said deleted by channel owner. Yes, it's correct. We accidentally started the stream and it was streaming in 2 different streams at the exact same time. We deleted that first stream. Continued the second one. Go ahead, Ryan.
People are vacating the beach finally, looks like, but there are people in the water still. But we do have a lot of people vacating, so The rain is getting close.
We're still cold. It's still only in the 60s up there, which, I mean, I guess if you get acclimated to it, it's not bad, but...
Whoops. I can do that?
Yes, you can.
What? Okay.
There's a good question. Javen says, do you think there'll be many power outages? I'm a lineman from out of state considering traveling up there to help with restoration of power. Tonight, it's kind of hit or miss. Again, there's a significant risk for 70-mile-per-hour winds that's in effect. They're not really seeing that coming to fruition at the current time on future model runs. Tomorrow is a different story, though. Tomorrow we do have a chance for some significant winds crossing the state. Again, we'll kind of maybe table into a briefing later tonight. We'll see. But again, the conditions are ripe tomorrow for we use the D word very sparsely every once in a while, but there's a chance that we do see a wind complex that moves across Wisconsin and through northern lower peninsula tomorrow. Again, the criteria for that D word, again, it's derecho. Ryan knows it better than me right now since it's been updated. But it's basically a complex of wind that moves forever and ever, over 250 miles.
Got you.
Yeah, something like that. Go ahead, Ryan.
So I believe the criteria is it has to be at least 60 miles wide. So the line from top to bottom is at least 60 miles. It has to travel at least 250 miles in length. And then it has to have consistent wind gust over 58 miles per hour, which is severe criteria, with scattered 70 plus mile per hour gusts along the path, which are considered significant. So I always want to tell people as well, derechos are not predicted before. It's kind of like rating a tornado. We don't know the intensity of that until it gets surveyed. We don't know how long a line of storms is going to go or what kind of wind it's going to produce until it actually happens. So derechos are not officially confirmed until after the event is over. So it's very important not to get caught up in, is it a derecho or not? Because lines of wind can be damaging, but if it doesn't meet the criteria, if it's 50 miles instead of 60 miles, not criteria, but still just as damaging. So it doesn't have to be the D word to be insane of an event. So that's my pet peeve. I'll say it every time.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. But the recent model runs tonight do depict that complex would start somewhere in central or western Wisconsin and travel all the way across the northern lower peninsula. So by criteria, there is a chance, not saying that it's going to happen, but there is a chance when it's all said and done, of course, after the event's over with. And Ryan, I don't know if you saw it, but that complex does continue over to Ontario as well, across Lake Huron. So there's a chance. But again, we'll see. So going back to what Javen has said, maybe not tonight, but tomorrow might be a good idea to head up there. And we also expect multiple complexes possible tomorrow as well. One in the afternoon and perhaps another complex late tomorrow night heading into Thursday. This is actually, Ryan, I'm going to let you read that for yourself from the National Weather Service Marquette.
Okay, stand by. I'm not in that software. Give me a second.
Yep. Just a bulletin that just came across.
Okay. Sweet. I see it.
I don't know if we can relay that, but yeah.
Let's cue it to ourselves for now.
It's not important for those who are curious. It's not that important right now. It's just a bulletin that came across. But yeah. Yeah. Also working on forecast for tomorrow's wind event as well. So keep that in mind. Again, it'll be on Patreon here very soon. And then it'll be out first thing tomorrow morning. We did release a first call outlook, if you guys missed it, on our Facebook, X, and Instagram pages earlier this afternoon for tomorrow. You'll see an updated last call outlook tomorrow morning.
Have you got that forecast made yet, Joel?
It's about to head over to Alex right now.
if possible, I'd like to hop back in and get everything added to that custom map that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Not sure if they're going to statement this Manistee County storm. I would anticipate at very least a statement for the ones behind it. Wind-wise, for sure. But the Onekama cell does not look too impressive on the velocity. On the VIL, it's kind of minimal, actually, for now at least. We could probably hop out of here. Catch a break.
Oh, you don't have anything sharing.
I know I don't. Stand by.
You guys are just
It is
tuning
now.
in from
I was
Manistee and Onekama. That cell is coming on shore in just a second, especially in the Onekama region. Crescent Beach Road and Lakeshore Road.
Every single software I'm using today has issues. Weatherfront doesn't load, GR2 doesn't load. It's frustrating. There's a couple cells going up in Presque County, just south of Rogers City. There's actually a very, very tall core on that storm, Joel. It's actually impressive for a small cell like that.
Popping up quick.
Yeah, that was on a couple scans. That's literally 2 scans. It's bam, there it is.
Today is the halfway mark, or I guess tomorrow would be halfway mark of 2026. So feel free to drop in chat what your most memorable moment of the first half of 2026 has been in terms of weather. Still got another 6 months left to go. Lightning with these cells on Lake Michigan too. Wind-wise, the wind is the thing to watch. There's a couple more cells starting to pop up too. We'll keep an eye on this. But this would be what is coming across the lake here in the next hour or so. And again, the Manistee cell is a lead cell. Also, that is moving into a fairly favorable environment as well, Ryan, just watching on Mezzo. Since it's finally back
I'm actually curious. Aside from that area, I'm watching Presque. That storm is blooming very nicely every scan. It's gonna be a short-lived, but if they could issue a statement or perhaps even a warning for that continues. It'll be on Lake Huron very quickly, but it's for those of you south and east of Rogers City to Presque, it's definitely heavy rain, probably some hail falling within that cell too. In fact, let's take a peek at the Rogers City cam, shall we?
Oh gosh, here we go.
Let's see if it still has the crazy whiplash to it.
And PSA for those who are just tuning in, we are still looking for damage out of the Trinary area. Any damage you guys can send in. If you're listening from the Upper Peninsula, Central Upper Peninsula, likely tornado tonight, just south of Trinary on US 41, out there near Ajo Road. Again, feel free to send that over to us here at Michigan Storm Chasers. We'll get that posted and sent over to the National Weather Service Marquette as soon as possible. Again, it's Trinary in the Upper Peninsula along US 41. Possible tornado did occur there tonight here on stream as we were watching it on radar. So feel free to send that into us here at Michigan Storm Chasers via Messenger or on Discord if you guys have it.
They took my controls away. I can't control it.
It was abused.
It was abused, yeah. Oh well.
This is why we're going to get our own Rogers City cameras at some point. Hopefully.
Fingers are crossed.
Also, all special weather statements have expired. Those extreme heat warnings and heat advisories are in effect through Thursday. As a reminder, it's going to be hot, hot, hot into the 4th of July weekend.
Ooh, Manistee Cams has a base across the lake.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Sig Sin, for sending 200 joules. Also becoming a bronze member. Appreciate your support. Also, Julie, our moderator, $5 super chat, saying my most memorable weather moment in 2026 was heat lightning, which I will put the disclaimer does not exist. Thank you very much, Julie, for your support. But again, heat lightning does not exist. Anytime Julie brings it up, it gives me an opportunity to remind everyone that it doesn't exist. So thank you for giving me the floor. Thank you, Jay Weather, for sending 200 joules as well.
Well, Joel, what shall we do with this stream?
Take a quick break.
I agree.
Okay, we can do that. We'll be monitoring the storms that are continuing to blossom. Once again, we do have storms out there in, as Ryan was pointing out, Presque Isle County near Rogers City. It continues to blossom there, but it's continuing to head towards the waters. One supercell offshore, kind of grazing Grand Marais with time. That's mainly going to stay over open waters, and of course our complex that is heading into Benzie, Manistee, and Mason County within the next hour or so. We'll keep an eye on it. Before we go, we'll go ahead and read off our trusted partners of Michigan Storm Chasers. Again, trusted partners are what keep operations flowing 365 days a year, and if you would like to become a trusted partner here at Michigan Storm Chasers, spots are very, very limited, so do not delay. Reach out to Chandler today. Chandler at MichiganStormChasers.com. We'll go in order down there at the bottom of the screen, starting off first with A-Class Construction and Restoration based out of Northwest Michigan. American Arbor, Southwest Michigan. Apex Restoration and Mitigation based out of Genesee County and The Thumb. Battle Creek IT, all of your IT needs across the Lower Peninsula, Carlton Equipment Company for all of your big and small equipment rental needs. For all of your fuel and propane delivery needs, turn to Crystal Flash. Ink Media for all of your digital marketing and website needs. Katz Roofing and Siding, based in Lansing and Potterville. Kuiper Tree Care, based out of West Michigan. McKay Tree Specialists, based out of Southeast Michigan. Mike Hayes Roofing and Siding, located in Sanilac and St. Clair counties. On Top Roofing, based in Livingston County and surrounding areas. Rainbow Restoration in West Michigan. Rapid Radios for all of your LTE wireless walkie-talkie needs. Great charity to donate to here is Ronald McDonald House Charities of Detroit. Feel free to call the number on the screen. Surf Pro for all of your restoration needs 24/7 across the state. Storm Guard Metro Detroit North, based out of Oakland, Macomb, and Washtenaw counties. Top Gun Roofing and Exteriors, based out of West Michigan. Top Notch Tree Care, based out of Lansing to Jackson. Victor's Home Solutions in the Tri-Cities area, so up there near Bay City and Saginaw. Northern Steel Sales and Design for all of your cold-formed steel garages, buildings, and outbuilding needs. And of course, lastly, we also do have Portland Federal Credit Union, based out of Portland, Michigan, with locations all across the southern Lower Peninsula. Before we go, as always, we do have merch available on our website, michiganstormchasers.com/shop. There are some limited edition tie-dye t-shirts that are flying off the shelves, I guess you could say right now. Again, they are while supplies last, and they're custom made to order. And so again, you may not get it before the 4th of July, but you will have it for the rest of the summer. Feel free to, again, check out our shop today at michiganstormchasers.com/shop. As always, we'll be back here live for maybe part 2 coverage later this evening for severe weather. You can find that severe weather coverage here on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, X, and Twitch at the username at MIStormchasers. Ryan, anything else you'd like to add?
There was a new statement coming in for Manistee County, 40-mile-per-hour winds and pea-size hail.
Okay, that is below severe limits.
I'm going to reload some food and get prepared for part 2 coming probably soon.
Alrighty. Also, thank you, Corey J. for 12 joules, Kelly Miller, 550 joules, and Jay Weather for the $4.99 super chat saying, not sure what the joules do, but thanks for all your team does. Michigan appreciates you. Thank you very much, Jay, for those kind words. Thank you for tuning in, staying weather aware with us. And yeah, those joules, I think, are just another form of super chat, essentially. So thank you very much. And also Michelle Lynn with 550. Again, we'll be watching behind the scenes. We're going to roll the outro. We're going to leave you with this last view of the Guardian Technologies camera in Manistee as the storms roll in. We'll catch you guys soon for more severe weather coverage here at Michigan Storm Chasers, and perhaps a severe weather briefing as more storms roll in later this week. Have a great night, everyone. We'll talk to you soon, most likely here at Michigan Storm Chasers. Hit that like button on the way out. We'll see you soon.